YouTube, you are live with the Woodstar. It's the second time I've tried to record this video. Unfortunately, there was the audio was a bit of a problem last time, so I'm re-recording it so you guys can hear. I'm hoping the sound's going to be a lot better this time. So let's jump into it. And first of all, I want to apologise for not posting many videos recently. So I'm just trying to apologise for all of that, for one. Secondly, I'm going to be making quite a few videos to basically make up to it, you know, for my fans and all that. At least I'm trying to sort of make it up to you. Sorry. But I've been very busy. I'm having a lot going on in my life, and I've got contractors, battling with the council for over a year, but, you know. So I'm just going to upload a few videos and make it up to you guys. So yeah, let's get into it. So in this one, I want to talk about the pedophiles in charge and why are people just remaining so calm about it. So let's just check this picture first. So you know that you've seen it. For some of it might be the very first time, or maybe you've been reading it. And some people are saying they've never heard of it, which completely eludes me. It's been all over the news, the newspapers. I personally don't read the mainstream publications, but people do. So I'm surprised people don't know. But people are more talking these days about what's in, what colour this dress is, and when people like myself and probably yourself are speaking out, are basically being taken away. We're living in Nazi Germany times right now. And then you get, the other sort of people that are just like, well, they're the government, they're the one with all the power, blah, blah, blah. What can we do about it? Well, let me show you this picture. So let's just do some basic maths here. I mean, to be fair, everyone can see what that picture is and what it means and what it's about. I know everything else. See, we call them guys the 1%. Unless you're the total sheep that don't know what the 1% is. But we're the 99%. But they're not even really 1%. So you've got us sort of here, and then you've got them that are like this. So there's obviously an imbalance there. And yeah, on that picture it paints it so clearly. We surround the power structure. They're the ones in the middle and we're surrounded by them. And then the speech bubble says, well, hold on a minute, we call them the ones in power. See, it's an illusion of power. And people that keep saying, well, there's nothing I can do, blah, blah, blah. It's laziness. Like, what is so hard to fucking understand, people? We outnumber the police, the army, 100 to 1, just to put a number on. Just put a number literally on it. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not advocating any sort of riots or violence or anything. I'm not saying that's what you need to do. I mean, if you choose and that's what you want to do, hey, that's your business. I ain't going to judge you. It's your life, it's your choice. But I'm just trying to bring this point to you, so people who are not as much in the know get a chance to understand. But I'm putting this disclaimer out. I'm not advocating people to riot or do anything more than what they want to do or what they think is right to do. So I'm bringing this information to you and I'm ranting on because I'm pissed off. I'm pissed off the way these children are being fucking abused, and then people are just talking about the colour of the dress. I mean, who gives a fuck, man? I mean, seriously. Who gives a fuck? There's real issues going on. And then other people are like, 7:30, or whatever time EastEnders is on. I've got to watch EastEnders. This is what I don't understand about people. The mind control just runs so deep. Who cares? There's children being abused out there because of your ignorance. And I'm sorry, that pisses me off. And it frustrates me. There's people out there that are not even giving a shit and not even trying. You know, I'm going to get on my life, I'm going to get that money, you know, I'm going to keep paying my taxes and being a good slave. And there's children right now being sexually abused. I can post videos of them talking about it. You know, it's every real man's responsibility, and real woman, to do something about it. Because the question I'm going to ask you is, what if it was your child? You know, what would you do? Just sit there, continue watching EastEnders or whatever? Man, I fucking hope not. But we have a responsibility to protect every child in this country and the world from these fucking nonsense in power. You know, any sort of abuse, sexual, physical, mental, they're fucking children, for fuck's sake. And it frustrates me to a point. I mean, they're like, well, what can I do? You know, stop being a good slave for one. You see, I've told the world about this for years, about, you know, the microchipping, which I'm going to cover in another video, which they're not talking about on the news, but I'll cover that in more details. But I told them about the royal family all being perverts. I told the world about the BBC being fucking nonsense and with their paedophile sex rings. So where's my apology? And I think a lot of people owe me a lot of apologies for telling me you're crazy, you're a crank, you're paranoid. Now it's right in front of you, and I don't see you doing anything about it. So many people have told me, oh, well, if it was going on and I ever knew it was in the mainstream news, I'll do something about it. I don't see you doing anything. You know, your ignorance, like, your ignorance is on, like, some higher bar, man. You know, and I'm just airing my feelings how I see it, because it's a rant, after all. So I can rant on and rant on and rant on as much as I like. You know? It's now on the mainstream news. And I say news very loosely. You know? Propaganda, half lies. You know what I mean? Or half truth, sorry. You know, mostly lies. You know, but some screams are finally reaching people's ears. But it sickens me that the BBC are actually the ones exposing it as well. I mean, you got to think they're fucking perverts. And they're exposing it. Isn't that like the kettle calling the pot black? I mean, what is the matter with the world? What does it take to get people to do something about it? And it sickens me that the BBC and the fucking nonce rings and the BBC, and they're the ones exposing it. It's just a fucking joke. And then you get people that are not doing nothing about it. And they're just, oh, I'm going to keep my head down. Yeah, and then a few that are trying to find the answers. You know, this whole system is a cesspit. I mean, people are sitting there waiting for the next election day. You know, they think, oh, well, I'm going to vote someone else. And are you that fucking stupid to believe that voting someone in is going to change it? The people need to change it. It's not someone being voted into office. Your people need to get on the street and do something and stop paying the taxes and stop funding these cunts. How many people are funding and paying their TV licence? We can't allow this shit to carry on no more. Anyone that's got any integrity or any fucking marbles left in their brain, you know, there's people like me who will do anything in the world to fucking stop it. But there's people not pulling their weight out there. You know, I mean, the government keeps taking our rights away. Now they're fucking openly abusing our children. You know, and I bet there's still people out there that still trust the government. So let me ask you a question to the total sheep. Would you trust the government with your kids? With your children? Well, anyone that said yes now needs a slap upside the head, you get me? But if your answer was no, which is correct, you know, we can't even trust the government, which is mind control, but I'll cover that in another video. But if we can't even trust the government, the elite, the 1%ers, whatever, with our children, innocent fucking children, we can't even trust them. How the fuck can we trust them with anything else? You can't trust them with a child. You know, we can't trust the school system's going to give them a fair education and not, you know, teaching them graphic system, throwing it down their throat before they're even, what, 10, 11 years old. Yet they're trying to bring the fucking age of consent down to age fucking 0, which I'll cover that in another video. So if you can't trust them with children, what makes you think that some government's going to do right by you or your children? So voting some government in, you know, they ain't going to do anything. No, the government don't give a fuck about us. Listen to Tupac. They don't give a fuck about us. And then you got Michael Jackson. They don't really care about us. They were telling us a point. You know, no government is going to change nothing. It's just got to come from the people. You know, that's willful civil disobedience, bruv. Not obedience, civil disobedience. We can't sit there and continue crying. And the people that are sheep, that are not even listening, you're getting led to the slaughter, and so is your children. And your children are innocent children. You're supposed to be their protectors. So, okay, we've had the little rant. You know, trying to explain a few points of my anger. How frustrated I am. You know, you know, but some of you might be thinking, okay, Woodstock, you know, you seem to be in the know. You seem to know maybe a little bit more than me. Or maybe you're thinking, well, you know, what can be done about it? I've already covered one point. You know, but let me throw the question right back at you. What are you going to do about it? What are you planning to do? If you're just planning for me to give you all of the answers, mate, don't even no point even watching this video. There's no point making it. People like yourself, just no point. You got to think about what you're going to do. You know, if you're just going to sit there and wait for me to do it all, then there's no point you even watching this. There's no point even trying to wake up or even do anything if you're not going to take the actual action what's needed. You know, you got to get yourself educated. You got to get, you know, look into the facts and stop complying and stop paying taxes, doing strikes, getting yourself out in the street. No one's advocating violence here, but get yourself in the street, protest, make your voice heard, try. Stop funding these nonsense. Stop funding. How many times do they have to prove to them? How many times do they have to prove to us, you, me, whoever? They don't give a fuck about us. You know, when people go, well, the corrupt system is, if we don't pay our taxes, we go to jail. Not if we all stand together and do it. You know? People going about this country. We ain't even a country anymore. Look it up. United Kingdom, PLC. It is a corporation. We're living under bylaws, which is corporational. We're human beings. We come down to common law, bruv. And people just keep paying their taxes. Well, I don't want to look at it. And then you get the people with a chip on their shoulder. Oh, look at me. I am a law-abiding citizen. Look at me. You know, it's like my supposed friend, Sunita. She wants to talk about rah, 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 get yourself a job, blah, blah, blah. People that just haven't got a fucking clue. And she's like, oh, I'm worried about your mental state. You keep talking about this stuff. I worry about you and people like you. You're just as guilty as these nonsense in power. By not doing anything. And being ignorant is not an excuse for not doing nothing. Because you have been told over and over again. And just because you can't face reality or your little brain cells can't comprehend what's going on. You know, and other people keep talking about this mass awakening, which I believe is, you know, a little bit of truth to it. You know, worldwide there is a lot of people. Yeah, there is an element of truth. But where I live in this country, I don't even hear anyone talking about anything other than what's fucking on the TV last night. I know there are a few people living in this area that have got a little bit of marbles. And you got some crazy girl called Karen who's friends with a girl called Bobby who believes Simon Cowell's sending light beams to her fucking head. She's a fucking idiot. But the point is, when are we going to take this war to them? You know, are we going to wait for them to implode the economy? Are they going to wait until they round up fucking us all up and take us to concentration camps and then there's no one protecting them children? You know, but I've got to big up the people that are trying to do something. You know, the free man of the land, they're doing their thing. Response is doing their thing. Do you know what I mean? You know, they're a collective trying to do their thing. But we need things like Response really doing something in this sector. I'm not saying there's not people trying, there's not people protesting, but we've got to take direct action. Whatever you as a human being think it's going to be, or what you think it should be. Don't look what it could be, make it what it should be. You know? People are still unaware that the social services are corrupt. The social services is just a way to fund fucking nonsense with fucking children. The family court makes money out of you losing your children. You know, and I'm going to cover that into more information. But all of this is by consent. We are governed by consent. You need to watch a film. Maybe I'll post it in the comment when this gets uploaded. But we are governed by consent. And you keep consenting because you don't stand up in enough numbers and say, no, enough is enough. I've drawn my line in that sand a long time ago. And I'm not backing down, regardless what they think or what they say. You know? How can you want to live in a world where people are getting rich off you losing your child, losing everything, fucking living off your misery and your suffering and your child's misery and your child's suffering? Children deserve a fucking good life. Whether we as adults had a good life as a child or not. Every fucking real adult has got their duty, it's their responsibility to look after children. Doesn't matter if they're our kids or not. You know? And the people go, well, the elite's got the army and they got the police. Man, fuck it. We outnumber them. We can do something. I mean, do you even think the army's really going to go against us? Because we got all of us there. You know, people are they're gonna have their families in the fucking crowd. And they'll be like, no, I want to do this, I got my family. You know, and then they're gonna look at their boys in the army like, nah, man. I got family in here as well. I'm not on it. It's an illusion of power. Let's break this illusion down. You know what I mean? Stop paying your taxes. Stop going to work. Stop complying and being a good slave. You know? I'm doing everything I can. I'm making my music. I'm making my videos. Making my music. I'm out there putting everything I can. My heart and soul. Because I know there's no other way. What is it going to take to get you people to where I'm at? Maybe you might not have the knowledge that I do and in-depth and thing. But when are you going to say, nah, I've got my pen. I'm drawing it in the line. When are you lot going to start getting angry? When are you lot going to start getting frustrated about it? In enough numbers. And I'm not talking to the ones out there that are like myself, they're getting angry in that comment. I'm talking about the people that are like, oh, well, you know, I'll go with EastEnders tonight. You know? And, you know, even these, you know, there's so many fake truthers out there. There's so many people who believe, you know, oh, we've got nothing better to do. You know, like my little stalker, Karina, or whatever she's going to call herself this week. You know, I'm sure she's going to have a little post on here with all her malicious lies. You know what I mean? Because she's so fucked up in the head. Do you know what I'm saying? She's so fucked up in the head like fucking a few other people I can mention that are fake. You're no different from the fucking sheep. What are you doing? You know what I mean? What are you doing wasting my time, love? I've been nothing but a good friend to you. And then you try and spread lies. You know, and you try and distract me from doing what I'm supposed to do. Yeah? I see past all this bullshit in the one. I see past your bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And then you get people, you know, that we're talking about living in the Matrix and shit. Yeah, and you're not living in the Matrix. You people are all under the same bracket. Sheep or fake truthers. You know, what are a lot of people generally doing about this? You know, this is mind control, people. Just get it through your heads. Listen to every word that I'm telling you. 6 or 7 corporations control all the TV channels. Yeah? 6 or 7 corporations control all the news, all of the TV shows. It's mind control. They're controlling you, telling you what to think, what to feel, what to dress, and all the rest of it. Because they're not really... If they were really a decent system, they'd be exposing the paedophiles more than what they are. They'd be going into graphic details. But people, most people, even these fake truthers, can't see past the fucking truth. They pussy holes is what I call it. That's what I call you. You're fake truthers. You're fucking sheeple. And there's real people like me trying to do something, and we're being taken off the fucking streets for these secret courts, which I'll be covering in another video. And then people like they're trying to stop not paying taxes, and then we get fucking idiots out there giving it all. Oh, you don't pay taxes, you're the scum of the earth. We're trying to do something for people like you. We're trying to fight for a change. What the fuck are you doing? You fucking judgmental pricks. You know? And people are not protecting these children, and people are allowing the government fucking to be putting us in Nazi Germany times. Well, I'm trying to protect you and other people like me, and you're allowing the government to fucking abuse children, and you're allowing them to take people like me off the street. You know, because what? We're fighting for you, because we're trying to expose the fucking truth. We're risking our fucking lives up here. Can you not bring this bar up higher? It's just a fucking joke. All of these people, their little fucking lives is meaningless, like your Karinas of the world, who think she's fucking awake. She ain't fucking awake like so many other these dickheads. Me, I'm not saying all of Anonymous is bad. Yeah, some of us know what the hell Anonymous is about, and obviously the real calling a bit blah blah blah. But at the end of the day, there are some good people there that are supposed to be awake. They ain't got a fucking clue. Same as these little fucking groups and shit. I encounter fucking fake fucking truthers all the time. They think they're so awake. They think they know it all. I was working with Anonymous right at the beginning. I had some fucking good ideas to change the fucking system. Well, I say system, but bring the system down, if you like. You know, when this financial collapse is coming, there'd be enough food and stuff. But they didn't want to take my ideas and do something useful with it. No, they wanted to shun me from the group because, what? Because in their eyes, oh look, he's got better ideas, he outshines me. Because all I'm about is fucking humanity. Yeah? I got in one of my new tracks, humanity is my wife. Because I'm married to this shit, because I'm in that same bracket. And it pisses me off. People don't even value their own lives or their fucking children's lives. Because we're obviously not talking to the ones that do, but the ones that don't. You're just you're just wasting your life on, I've got with EastEnders, I've got to find out who killed her. Who gives a shit? There's real issues going on in this fucking world, and you're caring about a dress, which I'll be covering in much more detail. It is mind control. It's distracting you, yeah, from the real issues. And we ain't going to get a change. We're just not going to get a change until people start getting up in mass numbers and saying enough is enough. Fuck all this anonymous bullshit. Fuck all this animal rights and people that want to protest against bedroom tax, as an example. What difference does it make? Oh, you know, I'm not saying none of these things are important and we shouldn't protest about this and we shouldn't do that. But I'm saying, why don't we all unite up and bring the system down? Just bring it down. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're animal rights, doesn't matter if you know, one of the anti-frackers. It doesn't matter. If we unite, we bring the system down. Hello? Have I got to state the fucking obvious or something? It is still a form of divide and conquer. You get people out there, well, you know, I don't really care about the fracking because I don't know, you know, what is going on with the fracking, for one. And then you get people going, well, I don't really care about bedroom tax, it doesn't affect me. Yo, I ain't a motherfucking parent yet. But do you think that stops me protesting against the social services? Do you think that stops me protesting, you know what I mean, you know, for mothers and, you know, fathers for justice and their children's justice? No. You know, and I'm tired of hearing about all these black people going, Black Lives Matter. That's another divide and conquer. Of course Black Lives Matter. It don't take a genius, but so do white people, so does everyone. We are all humanity. But what about these fucking kids out here, huh? Well, you know, I don't see, you know, enough people doing enough about that. Because I'm sorry, if we ain't protecting the children of this country, or sorry, corporation, because that's technically what it is, then who's gonna do it? I can do a lot by myself. I've been this lone fighter for a while. I fight my battles and I help people all the time with their shit. But I can't do it by myself, bro. I can't fight everyone's battles. I can't. Not until what needs to be done to make a real change. You know, we've discussed a few things. Stop complying. You know, vote with your dollars, as the phrase goes. You know, vote. Where should your money go? Make a change. Do something with your life. Don't just sit there looking in the mirror, getting fatter, getting older. You know what I mean? Or even if you like, you become into an adult and you think, well, where's my place in the world? There is not going to be a world left if we allow these tyrant pricks, these tyrant cunts, and I will say cunt, because that's what they are, these tyrant cunts, to get away with abusing our children. To try and lower the age to fucking age 0. Because they're fucking nonsense. The whole system is founded upon by perverts. What part of this do people not get? You know, burying your head in the motherfucking sand ain't gonna change this situation. People only care about, well, I've got to make my money. You know, I've got to carry on. Carry on doing what? Living an existence. This is not a fucking life. What? Even if you look at this like a country, I'm ashamed of my country. You know, apparently back in the day, fucking Great Britain. Okay, yeah, that's to do with the other side of things, which I'm not necessarily condoning. But, you know, apparently, you know, back in the olden days, being from Great Britain meant something. I'm 27, almost 28 years old. And I'm looking at these so-called adults that are twice my age. And even older. Apparently that was the generation where Great Britain meant something. And even before that, what the fuck did it mean? Because even if it did mean something, fucking sure as hell don't mean shit now. You know, people just expect the government's going to do it. See, this is the nanny state. Oh, they're going to be mummy and daddy, and we're going to be the good little children and the Bible and all this shit. No matter what you think, how awake you are, or how much of a sheep you are, what your government is doing is always worse than you think. So, regardless, whoever you get in, whether they're the best, well-intended person around, they will get corrupted. Because most people get corrupted. Do you guys really think Nigel Farage is going to do anything? He's a part of the fucking problem. And so many people that are awake fell through it. And I kept telling them, man, don't fall through it. Like the Russell Blands of the world. Oh, we got a celebrity talking about it. Comes down to anonymous protest. Oh, these paupers needs us to protest. Russell, do yourself a favour and fuck off, you fucking Freemason cunt. You know, and other people like it. This is about the people. Him and other people like him represent the same fucking evil. They're all a part of it. I'm going to be exposing that little prick and all the others. They're all a part of it. Don't judge a man by his words. Because that's what people did with Nigel Farage and Russell Bland and even Alex Jones to a point. The people listen too much to words and not really listening to the intent. People sit there and they think they know someone. People just taking in. And the way that you're supposed to think is the way that you are thinking. And if anyone knows anything about music, films, TV shows, they know how to play on your emotions. They know how to do it. They mind control you. In a way, it is a spell, but we don't literally mean, boom, there's a magic wand. And I don't expect everything to change overnight with a magic wand. But I'll tell you what, I would expect more people to try. Because it's alright for you people. It's not your child being taken by the social services. But you can demonise other people. Quick, They're having their children take away. Stay away. Well, it's alright for you living in your little bubble. You know what I mean? It's like that fucking guy in the Matrix. He wants to go back so he can taste chicken, so he can't remember any of this. Because there's not enough people that can actually fucking handle the realities out of this motherfucker. All it is the same fucking people that are trying to help and do things. And then what happens? Not very much, because there isn't enough of us. Yeah, more and more people are waking up every day. Well done. But there's people out there that are awake. I can name tons of brothers that I've woken up. Are they on the battlefield? No, probably they're not. Have they changed their diet in any way? Probably not. Have they even been to a protest? Or something like, you know, something like, I don't know, say Response or something? No, probably not. So ask yourself, you know, people like Karen with your little friend Bobby with fucking beams coming out of her head. You're also a part of the problem. You're sitting there getting all paranoid on the whole V2K thing. You're being distracted. You're no different from the sheep. What are you doing with your life? You're supposed to be awake, and what are you doing? Jack shit. Going around making accusations about people you don't even know. It's a fucking joke. And that woman is 37, I don't know what, she looks more like 50, but she's 35, 36, whatever she is. I ain't saying you're 50 years old, you might look it, but damn, do you know what I mean? You're supposed to be a lot older than me, you shouldn't, you know, you're supposed to be awake. What are people like you doing? The same as the sheep. The next bit of gossip, oh, I'm awake, I need the awake gossip, who's in and who's out the club. Seriously, this is a time for action, not fucking, oh, well, I don't know what to do, I'm just going to listen to the gossip. Because that's what it is. This stupid little voice that I do is because that's how I'm hearing you. This is how I process you. This is how I'm thinking of you. You're just being a stupid, demented, fucking group of idiots. How are these people supposed to represent our country? You know, I can keep going on and on and on and on about this. But what's he going to change? Because there's not enough of you doing anything until it affects you. Oh, well, it's affecting me in my pocket. It's my child. Then more than likely you might get off your ass and do something. More than likely. And I don't even think that's 100%. And people just continue to accept, well, it's the government, you know, it's an arse, they're bastards, this, you know. What gives them a right to take your children away and abuse them? You ever ask yourself that question? Who gave them that consent? Who told them that they could do that? Who allowed that to happen? Well, I'll tell you who. People like you. The ones that ain't doing nothing. The ones that may watch YouTube videos just to take the piss. Ooh, conspiracy theorists. Or the people that are awake that ain't doing nothing about it. Or the people that are fucking distracted by these groups and their little message. The cool grants of the world. You know, takes on vulnerable women. The only cause he gives a shit about is his own cock being sucked. Do you know what I'm saying? The guy's a fucking prick. At the end of the day, he's a prick. He's a user. The guy is just using people. They all know it. The difference is I got the balls to fucking say it. There's a difference because I got the balls. I got the balls to start this shit. I got the balls to talk on this shit. Right now, they could be busting my door and taking me down. And I don't give a fuck. Because I'm still going to be here until that day. Until they kill me or arrest me. And I'm still going to speak the truth. In turmoil times, speaking the truth is a revolutionary act. And I'll fucking do that every day of my life. Whilst the rest of you little fake truthers and sheeple are like looking for the next bit of gossip to bitch about someone. Motherfucker, I'm already upstaging you. Do you know what I mean? Already. So you ain't even on my level. And it's not about me being better than anyone. It's about I'm not going to let you destroy my purpose. You're a part of the problem. You know, you're all bitching about each other. What are you lot doing about, you know, saving these children, huh? What about you, Karina, or whatever your name is this week? What are you doing about your children? This fucking woman goes on about she's a truther, she's awake, she knows the things that's going on, but yet she stays silent because she's scared. But apparently she's not that scared. She run off for her abusive ex and left, I don't know fucking how many children that woman's had. She can't keep her fucking legs shut by the sound of it. Yeah? With a guy that's an abuser. He beats him up, he treats him badly. And she's waiting on a system. Oh, she's doing a bit of fighting now, years after the event. But being years after isn't the fucking point. You need to do it at the time. Or not allow injustice. So what is the point of all this? What is the meaning of life? What is the point of being alive? You can't do nothing with it. This world wasn't meant to be run by governments controlling everything. Banks that are running the government. The elites, the whatever the fuck you want to call them. The world was not meant to be run by these people. And it definitely wasn't meant to be run by fucking nonsense. These people are sick. And the ones that got the real power, you didn't even elect them. Most of our fucking laws have been made by bureaucrats in Brussels. Most people don't even know we're under the EU. I told you years ago the one world government is coming. So let me just explain it to you stupid idiots. The UN, what Daddy Bush was talking about. Yeah, do you remember that New World Order speech with George Bush? Well, he just sounds posh to me, so I'll do it. Using a credible UN as the peacekeeping roles, we have a real chance at this New World Order. Yeah? We're under one more fucking tyrannical government. Motherfuckers don't even know what's about to go down. The UN is at the top. And then the 4 regions of the world fit under. I always forget the other 2, but you got the North American Union, which is starting to take shape now. I don't think it's 100% there. And then we're already under the EU. The government's been signed over. Have you ever asked yourself, who gave them power to make a one more government? Did anyone ask you if you want to be in the EU? Oh, you might have seen stupid fake interviews on fucking BBC. But I don't think it's very good, and I think it's very good. They probably walk around all fucking day to find a few people to say it's good. So then there people like you that are small-minded, obviously not the ones that aren't, but the ones that are, can go, well, I heard on the news that they think it's good and it's going to do da-da-da-da-da-da. And yet there's people like me warning you. I could go out there with a fucking Illumina sign, New World Order ahead, Danger Will Robinson. You motherfuckers like films, so let's use Danger Will Robinson. And then you're too scared to handle the truth. So you bury your head. Oh, you're crazy. No, you're the one with mental illness, motherfucker. You're the one with fluoride poisoning, which I'll be covering in another video. The facts are, people need to wake up and face these realities. I don't see enough people doing anything. People say, oh, we're going to beat this New World Order. Yeah, I believe we will when people finally start bucking their ideas up and seeing they've got no fucking hope. They're fucking announcing that they are fucking abusing your children. They're laughing at you and your stupid ignorance. They're laughing at you. I'm telling them what I'm doing and they can't do anything. It's an illusion of power. Let me give you an analogy. It's people in the wake talk about these house of cards, and I'm not holding up a fucking pyramid before anyone says it, but imagine the two cards like that built up and over and over and over. All it takes is that gust of wind to go and they fall down. That's all it takes. These cards are up. And then that's it. We're free. You know, there might well be a civil war, but I don't believe there will be because it's all an illusion of power. People go, well, the government have got the police and the army. I've covered this today. We can make a real change if humanity wants to make a change. It's humanity versus insanity. Now, right now, humanity's starting to turn up the fire right now. We're starting to fight back. Well, you're going to be a conscious objector, or whatever the phrase is. It is like fucking 25 to 3 in the morning, and I'm still putting my work in. Conscientious objector is what I was trying to say. Oh, well, you know, they're not coming for me. Doesn't affect me. I've still got my weed, and I've still got my drink, and I've still got my girlfriend, and I've still got my job. Well, fucking hurrah for you. But when they've taken all the rest of us, see, this is the thing I tell to sheep all the fucking time. Let me just give you a scenario. Let's just say they round up all the people like me that are awake. Okay? All of the people that are awake were all locked up, concentration camps, all have all been killed. Then what the fuck are you going to do then? Well, I've still got my weed. Now, I'm not having a go with people who smoke weed. I'm not having a go with people who even drink. I'm not even having a go with necessarily anyone for doing any of them things. But what I'm having a go at is worthless little pissants. They ain't doing shit. I'm going to work. I'm paying my taxes. You're not. See, this like I keep saying, this is how you people sound to me. You ain't doing nothing with your life. People are getting a 50 and 60. You know, this is what gets me about all of this bollocks. This is what really winds me up. People can't see past their little fucking the shit. Walk on the path. Pay your taxes. Follow fashion. Now repeat after me. Tell me you're free. I'm free. Seriously, is this all you think life is? So we work for the elite. We make them rich and they fucking enslave us because they didn't get there without our ignorance. Not all of us, but the ones that are being ignorant. You know, and that's it. You work yourself to fucking all these diseases of all these foods you've been eating because you won't listen. You work yourself until you can't work anymore. Oh, you lucky you hit retirement. You sit there in front of the box. You don't move. You all seize up. Oh, now you can't walk. And then you're going to die a very painful death. Is that what you motherfuckers think about life? I ain't some spiritual motherfuckers going to tell you the meaning of life, yeah? But I'll tell you something. That ain't good enough for me. Sitting in front of a box. Now you might go, yeah, but Woodstock, you're sitting in front of a box now. You know, you're telling us about New World Order. There's a difference. I'm sitting here because I have to tell people the truth. Because I'm fighting for a day that we don't have to be controlled by governments. I'm fighting for a day that children will be allowed to be children. A day where children ain't just going to be abused. And people never ask, you know, never really ask many questions. Let's go back into the perverts. Why is it that the fucking perverts, they go to jail, they're put under protective, you know, they're put under protection. They're put under protection. When they come out, they get a new name change, they're entitled to benefits. That's what they are. They're entitled to benefits, they're entitled to everything that they need to have. New name. I mean, somewhere far from where I used to live, for example, there's a little fucking... Well, I don't know if they're all nonces, but there's certainly a large amount of them that are nonces. They're put in a little nonce hostel. You know, when they come out of jail, I think probably they all are, but certainly most of them are. And this nonce hostel is opposite, and I mean opposite. They come out of their door, they cross the road, there's a children's park there. There's also 2 schools nearby. There's also some shops where children hang out. And people never ask, why has that happened? People never ask the question, why are the children that have been taken into social service, why have a lot of them coming out fucked up, being abused, sexually, physically, mentally, whatever? People just don't know how to use this. They don't know how to connect a few dots. And that's a sad state. And people think we should be proud of our country? Is that really what you people think? Oh, we're the Great Britannia. Look at us. What Great Britannia? Motherfucker. These children are getting abused. Even probably now as you're listening to this. And it makes my fucking stomach turn. They're attacking the homeless. They're cutting people off benefit. People are losing their jobs left, right and centre. More and more of us are becoming homeless. But that don't matter. Because it's not your child being sexually abused. Because it's not your job that's been lost. Nah, it's not, is it? It's never the bloody idiot people of the world. It never is. It's never the ones that it needs to happen to. And I don't wish anything bad on anyone. But what I'm saying is, if something bad happened to these people, they'd wake up pretty smartish. You know, it's like scientists used to say, well, these so-called people have seen aliens. Why don't they ever appear? Why don't they ever appear to the big scientists of the world? Now, there's people who believe in aliens. Some people believe they're fucking fallen angels, you know, Satan's fucking followers that were kicked out of heaven. But the point is, using that analogy, why isn't these things happening to the total sheep? And the people ain't doing nothing. Because then they might get a kick off their ass to do something. Because I don't see what else is going to do it. We have a fucking tyrannical government in place. And people, fucking, all of these years on, after 9/11, they still believe the planes brought down the Twin Towers. That's why in America, there's something like, I think it's a 48-page dossier talking about who funded 9/11. And there's a judge, I don't know if we can even trust it, but he's trying to get it out to the people. Maybe true, maybe not, I don't know. I don't trust too many people. People still believe it. Where's the hope? Where's the fucking hope? You see, George W. Bush once said, if you're not with us, you're with the terrorist. So I guess, because they already class people as me as a domestic terrorist, as a sleeper snail, you know, waiting to snap. People like me with good intent trying to change the world are terrorists. And to the sheep out there, they fucking believe it. Oh, these conspiracy theories are dangerous now. These conspiracy theorists are dangerous. Not the sheep are dangerous for not having a brain, for trusting, excuse me, a government who sexually abuses children on a daily basis, who look after their own, that fund both sides of a war, that bring down the Twin Towers, that brainwash the population and dumb them down, but yet it's the conspiracy theorists that are dangerous. The truthers, the conspiracy, you know, the tin hat men. We're the dangerous ones. We're so dangerous that our ideas are not enforced by violence, not enforced by threats, but they're enforced by people who care for the world and care for children and care for the homeless. We're really dangerous. We're so dangerous that we try and make a change in the world. You know, a change that sheep just couldn't really deal with. We are so dangerous that we want to protect your children from the perverts in power. You're right, we are dangerous to your way of life. And I'm sorry to say, if you ain't awake now, you're as good as dead. If you don't know the realities now, you are going to die. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, maybe not even in the 6 months or a year. But when this shit really starts turning up, you're gonna die. And your children are gonna have to suffer. Even more than they're gonna have to. We're just cattle to these motherfuckers, man. They can use us, make us work, and we can pay their taxes. We can pay. Just, what does the Queen ever put into this country, eh? She sits there, takes all that money, lives in a palace. We all know it as Buckingham Palace. More like, I'm going to fuck everyone in this palace. From here, I control this corporation. The MPs. You've been told over and over and over about the expense. All the scandals. And the ones that know all about the fucking paedophile sex rings and how they've been covered up. They're telling you what they're doing and they're laughing. Like I've said, they're laughing at your ignorance. And people out there go, well, you do ram it down our throat. Well, it's better than the fucking government ramming their propaganda down your throat and you suck it so hard and all your brain can think about is what the government tells you. You know, people tell me I'm an angry young man. I'm angry because I care. I'm angry because I care that much about you, your family, the homeless. But you're a street guy. You're an angry person. I get angry because I'm frustrated at the injustice in the world and people stand by and do nothing. And people say things are getting better, Woodstock. How the hell are they getting better? I'll give you an example the other day. Well, it was probably about 3 months ago. There was a pregnant woman. I mean, looked like she could literally give birth any second. I had to go into a bus because I had to go to a different part of this area. And I watched as she got on. And there's all different ages of men and women and children. All different ages. And there was no seats. And this poor pregnant woman walked up and she couldn't see a seat. There was only one person who offered to give her a seat up. You're looking at him. Me. One person. There was men in their 60s and 70s. I'm not necessarily expecting them to give their chair up, but didn't even offer. And they talk about us youngsters don't have any respect. There was 18-year-old lads there, didn't want to give up their seat. Women with children didn't want to give up their seat. Men in their 30s that are going 2 or 3 stops because I watched them after I let her take my seat. There was someone who got on the bus, literally the stop before her, and then he got off the stop after she got on. This ain't a society that cares about people. It's a crime in people's heads to care. And then when you care and you try and help them, they shit on you. This is the society we're living in. I help people all the time. Or I try my best and I try and help people. Like your Karinas of the world. Like your fucking Karens of the world. With her friend Bobby. With the fucking lasers coming out of her heads. This is the society that we're living in. And from a young age, I noticed there's something not right about this world. The way people just seem to be controlled. Even as a child, I was thinking, nah, this can't be right. When they wanted to put cameras in the fucking children's fucking washrooms, toilet rooms, whatever you want to call them, I was standing up against it saying it's wrong. And the deputy headmaster and the fucking headmistress all sat there having access to them cameras in private. But it's funny, they wasn't doing their jobs properly because the door was always closed and there was no one ever in them. I know, because I was the one speaking out. I was the troublesome one. I was so dangerous because I was speaking the truth. No one hardly was in them. No, maybe once or twice. But they had access to them cameras in children's bathrooms with their doors shut. Now this ain't an isolated incident. I'm hearing this more and more. And that was when I was, I think 13, 14, something along them lines. Maybe a bit older, maybe a bit younger. But no one wanted to listen. I was labelled the bad one. I was always in trouble. What? Because I had a fucking brain and I used it. I spoke out about things that I didn't agree with. And because I get angry because I'm passionate about what I believe in, I'm just labelled a thug. Yeah, I can act thuggish. I can go around and knock people out. But ask yourself, why would I do that? I was always played as the guy that would go up against a group of lads and I would beat them up, them poor gang members that had weapons. Well, they weren't real gang members, but that's what they used to say. I was always the one paying as bad. Why? Unfortunately, a lot of that video was cut. I was going for quite a while longer, to be honest. But unfortunately, it was cut off. So to continue where I was going with that, why was I painted as the bad one? Because I was always speaking up. Just like now, I'm speaking up. This video was well over an hour long, and it was probably even for another, probably went on for another 20 minutes, half hour. Had some really good stuff as well. Probably the best part of the video, but hey. There's so many things that are going on in this world. It's going so fast. And it's hard. You know, everything's changing so quickly. And you just expected to get used to it. You know? And you're just supposed to just condition yourself that this is this way, and technology's moving so fast, and you know, and that's why I get so angry, because I don't want this to happen to you. I really don't want this to happen to you or your family or anyone. You know, because I really do sit here night after night thinking, how can I help humanity? How can I stop this? What can I do? And people can go, oh, get a life, mate. But you got to realise that there is nothing after this. If they do what they're planning to do, there is no coming back. I don't want that for humanity. I don't want that for humanity. And I told you my worst fears. If it wasn't in the bit that was cut off. So I'll say it again just to make sure it was in there. You know, I'm fearless. I don't have any fears. I don't fear death. My own death. I don't fear nothing. Except not doing anything to stop these arseholes. To not stop them doing what they're doing. And all of us to be killed off, and they can just abuse children whenever they like. They're my fears. You know, this stuff is right under your nose. This is why I'm urging you to research it. You know, look up Agenda 21. Look up Bilderberg. Look up David Rockefeller. I mean, this guy's got so much control over your life and you don't even know it. All these arseholes that are unelected. This is what sickens me. They can get away with murder. Literally fucking murder. They abuse your children. And people are looking at, you know, the ones that are sitting there thinking, well, I'm weak, what can I do? You're not weak. You have all the power that we need, or that you need, and together as a collective, we have all the power that we need. We need to make a change. We all need to come together, unite against the system, peacefully, hopefully. And we need to do this right and say no more. But I can't do that for you. I can't, well, I suppose I could in theory, but I can't just drag every one of you through the door to stand on the battlefields. I know people say, oh, well, you know, you say you're not going towards violent, but you call it a battlefield. Right now, I class myself as on the battlefield. I'm talking to you for over an hour, and the part that unfortunately got cut off. But all of this time I'm giving into these videos, and I'm talking to you people. I'm giving my time up for what? For what? For what purpose? Because I've got nothing better to do? Man, I've got a million and one better things to do. Getting my police back to how it should be. Because obviously, if you've watched the previous video, you see that I've had contractors and stuff in, and you know, getting that back up together. Continue with my music. You know, maybe starting a business, maybe getting married, having 50 odd kids, or no kids, or whatever. You know, enjoying life. But we can't enjoy life, not to the fullest, until we stop being controlled. Because the world we wasn't destined to be controlled by governments. There's so many things that people don't know. But it doesn't matter. We all need to come together and say no to this. I'm not saying it's going to happen today, tomorrow. Excuse me. I'm not saying it has to happen today, tomorrow, next week, next month. But it needs to happen soon. It needs to. We really need a change. We need a change. As I keep saying, it's not going to come from within a government. Government put this on us. The system is bad. We need to take the system out. We need to sack the system. We need a revolution. You know, we need to make a change. You know, even if you don't want to do it for yourself. If you've got kids, look into your children's eyes and tell me you don't want to change for them. Because if you're a good parent, you want to give your child the world. I might not be a parent, but I've dated a lot of women who've had children. I've dated a lot of women who've got kids. I'm not a father. Maybe I'll never be father material. I don't know. But I still did my best by them. And you know, you want to give them a life that you've never had. There's much misery and shit that's in this universe. You know, I'm 27, almost 28, like I said before. You know, I want to live to an age where I can at least see that we're free. And I don't mean believing we're free. I mean knowing we're free. Free to the point that you can go nuts and just walk around butt naked if you so wish. Not my cup of tea, but you get my point. Free to do or say as you please within reason. Not being controlled to pay the bills. Not being forced to go to work. You know, a chance to live. Chance to, you know, if you're anything like me, explore the world. You know, see all these different parts of the world. Be a part of that world. Not be controlled by governments. Not being controlled, oh, I need to get a visa if I want to go to Australia, America. Not being controlled by money. Because we all know, we're all feeling the pinch right now, all of us. Myself included. Things are not easy. They ain't easy for none of us. And I can assure you of that. But I don't want this for you. I don't want it for me. I don't want it for anyone. All I really want is for everyone to be free. You know, people paint me as such an angry character. I'm angry and I'm frustrated at the way that people just don't see what's going on right in front of them. You know, we tell people to research, and I urge people to research, and I'm urging you to research. But the facts are we don't need to research. It's there. The little bits of truth on the mainstream media. It's right there. In front of you. You can just reach out and grab. You know, I'm not just going to forcibly drag you out of the door and drag you to it. I can show you the door. But you've got to walk through it. You've got to just see the truth for yourself. You know? It's a bit like, you know, that film. Watch the film, They Live. Or if you've watched it, comment it. Comment it down and tell me the similarities to this life. I think that was made in 1972, 73. I don't know, comment below and tell me if I'm wrong. I mean, it is like 25 to 4 in the morning. But this is what, in a way, we're living. This is what we're living in. You know, I can't make the glasses, you know, let's put these glasses on. There you go, now you can see. I can see the truth now. These are my truth vision. It's something that you have to go through. Something you have to go through until you see it. But if your ignorance holds you back, then you can't see it. You can't. You just won't allow yourself. You know, optimists like me, I used the example earlier. Trying to get through the door. You've barricaded it. You've cemented it up. You've buried the fucking door. And the optimist goes, I look for the window. What window? You've blocked it all up. You're just living in the darkness and you don't want to step out to the light. And it's frustrating for people like me that are awake to get this, and we get called cranks, kooks, weirdos, conspiracy theorists and all this crap. You know, oh, we've got nothing better to do. I've got loads of things better to do. And I can't do it unless people wake up. You can't do it. Because the next generation isn't promised. You know, when your children grow up, if they're given that chance. Because this isn't going to get better. You can't just go, right, here's the sand, boom. You know, I'll bury my head in the sand and it's all going to get better. Ignoring it is not going to make it go away. When you have cancer, well, sorry, let me rephrase, if you had cancer, if you don't do something, it's going to kill you. Cancer's a weapon used by them. It's mass genocide, man. It's mass genocide. If people don't know what mass genocide is death by government. Obviously mass you can work out. You know, please just research. Look up Agenda 21, David Rockefeller, Bilderberg. I've said it before, but I don't know if it was cut off, you know, in that bit that I was sort of going on for. But please, just research. You've got 5 minutes. And don't just go to a video and go, haha, yeah, conspiracy. Listen to what they're saying. There is a lot of misinformation out there. But the truth, as they say in X-Files, is out there. You know, there's a lot of people that are a bit nuts. Or maybe they've just got an agenda. You know, like the David Ikes of all reptilians. I still listen to that stuff. Because it's foolish not to listen to the stuff. You can think, that's a bit far-fetched. Nah, no way. But I'd still look at it. I'd look at the proof. Nah, that's not enough proof. Because no one's saying you have to believe what I'm saying. I don't want you to believe what I'm saying. Yeah, I'll put some proof out there. Yeah, I explain everything to you. You know, hopefully I explain it well enough for you to understand. Hopefully, you know, and I put a bit of proof out there to highlight what's going on in the world and what it's all about. You know, I take my time to think about things. You know, what proof can I show these YouTubers? What can I do? What can I say? How can I say it? You know, like I said earlier, I wish I had that like lever. I could just pull it. And everyone just whoosh, opens up. Right, we're awake. Let's get a change. You know, we need to get a change in the world. We need a change in the world. Because we don't get a change, mum, we ain't going to get a chance. And I mean that. We ain't going to get a chance to live. Well, certainly not in a good world. Not in a reality that we want to live anyway. And the facts are, most of us are good people. You know? Like me, I'm a good person. Yeah, I'm a bad boy with a very good side. You know? I'm taking my time to do something that I believe in, to help people. People who know me, you know, offline, real life, whatever you want to call it, they'll tell you. Because I'm about people. And then I get annoyed when people, you know, I help people and then they just shit on me. You know, I'm not going, oh, let's play the world's smallest violin. You know, we're all struggling. We're all feeling the pinch. We're all feeling shit on. You know? And even if you're not awake, you can't tell me you don't feel betrayed by your own government. Because I know I do. And they've got there because of people's ignorance. They've got to the position they have, the money. They've used us. They've taken our tax money. And then you've got to ask yourself, well, we're probably paying more tax now than ever before. And it's true. We're paying more tax now than we've ever done before. What are we getting for our money, yeah? What are we getting for our money? Are the roads better than they've ever been? No. Is the healthcare the best that it's ever been? No. Are we eradicating cancer? No. What are we getting? Greedy MPs. What is it? £100 fucking Ian Duncan Smith. I think it was Ian Duncan Smith. He gets is his wet wipe allowance, yeah? To wipe his fucking smelly arse. That's it. £100. You know, people on benefits, people always going about, oh, the people on the benefits, they're scum. Well, I'll tell you what's really scum. People like the Queen. They sit there making all these laws up, you need to pay more taxes. I don't know, I can't even remember what the Queen's worth. I mean, as I say, it's getting late. But hold on. Do you see her putting her hand in her pocket with all that money? She lives in a fucking palace, for fuck's sake. You know, what has the Queen ever done for you? When you were broke, hungry, starving, homeless. You know what I mean? Did she come, hello, sir? I see you're having some problems. Why don't you come and sleep in my Buckingham Palace? There's plenty of room and there's plenty of food. Did she ever do that? Nah. I don't think so. And then people paint her as, oh, she's the symbol of England. And you might say, well, the underground could be a symbol of England. You know, London. Yeah, you know, sign of England maybe. But it's people that make up a country. And we're not even a country anymore. I've said it earlier. We're a corporation. Run by the laws of business. Corporate law, man. Bylaws, all of that shit. You know, all these greedy MPs. They're getting money. And they go, oh no. You know, they're fucking, you know, the average person on JSA is getting what? 60, 70 quid or whatever it is to live on, when they're getting something like, what was it, £150 or whatever it is a week for groceries, food, whatever word you want to use, free healthcare, free you name it. What? Because they work within government. And people don't look at them and go, well, that's scummy. I mean, you look at HSBC, it's been announced. They're laughing in your face. Oh, we only pay 0.1% tax. Woo. Who's donkeying the bill? You, the taxpayers. And then the taxpayers say, well, you're scum. I pay tax, so I'm law abiding. You just don't understand, do you? You can't keep feeding the machine that's killing us, enslaving us. You can't. Having to make a change is having to make a change. Step out of darkness into the light. Yeah, it's scary. People don't understand. Oh, well, you know, I can't do anything. Every human being matters. And every human being's got strength and powers they don't even realise. You know, I've done that video. Hopefully it's going to inspire people. Yeah, it's a small issue, but I kept battling. If we all pulled together and battled for a better world, we would have it. We could have it. We well and truly could have it. We could be free. Not just saying we're free, but actually being free. Taking trips around the world. You know? Me and a girl that you love that's not under the control of mind control, and I've got to have 50 million pairs of shoes, and if you don't buy me the right ring, then the wedding is off. We could do so much, man. Humanity has got the power to do anything. The human spirit. Well, what have they got? Money and soldiers. Yeah, they got millions of foreign soldiers. But the more we do nothing, the worse it gets. We can bury our head in the sand and pretend it's all going to be over. Everything's going to be fine. It's like you say, if you got cancer, can you just do it then? Just ignore it and it will go away? Because we can't just ignore it. It's not just going to go away. It's going to be there when we wake up. It's going to be there when we go to sleep. It's going to be in our children's generation. You know? I mean, right now, I'm talking to a possibility. I mean, millions of people potentially could hear this, or one. You know, my efforts could just go, you know, unrewarded, and I don't mean rewarded with money. I mean, no one might potentially never even listen to what I'm saying. They certainly might not get to this far in the video, going, oh, this guy's going on and on for about an hour. Maybe I'll break this up and put this into another YouTube video as well. Maybe I will. But the facts are, no matter how many times we try and knock on the door, people are locking that door, barricading the door. I hate having to tell people, don't feed your children sweets and chocolates. It's got all these chemicals in and it's doing this to their little bodies. I hate having to tell people you shouldn't do that because of this and this. I hate having to be the person to educate people about things and everything they've lived in life has been a lie. Telling them that their own government is abusing children, putting us into more wars, sending our young men out there to go and die for a banker's war. It ain't even real. And people just go, don't want to listen, mate, I ain't got time. And I remember, because I used to tell people on the street, I used to draw in a bit of a crowd. And I'd just talk to people on the street. I'll ask them what they know about David Rockefeller, Agenda 21, what the government's doing. You know, and I'll mention about the Freemasons, the Illuminati, and some go, oh, I've heard of the Illuminati. And I says, oh, what have you heard then? Oh, well, they're trying to take over the music industry, aren't they? I'm like, they're trying to take over the world, bruv. He's like, oh, well, yeah, I've heard of them ones as well. And I says, what have you heard? And he told me a little bit about Agenda 21. He didn't know it was classed as Agenda 21. You know, we had a good, a good little, put my teeth back in. We had a good bit of dialogue for, a good 20 minutes, half an hour. And the conversation closed because he kept saying to me, well, what are you doing about it? Well, obviously I'm talking to yourself. I'm making music, I'm making videos, and well, at the time I wasn't actually making videos, but I was going on radio shows, doing things, talking about the things where I could actually get in there to say something. Wasn't very often now, because obviously a lot of things are controlled and people didn't want to hear it. But then I asked him, well, what are you going to do about it, the little bits that you know? Nothing, mate. I've got a job to do. It would totally tarnish my career. It wouldn't allow me to do nothing. I wouldn't be able to do it. They'd sack me on the spot. So I said, your job's more important than being free. And he says, well, I am free. He says, look, I think you're doing a good job, mate, but yeah, I've got to go. Keep doing what you're doing, but I'm not going to do anything. We can only carry people so far. We can. only do it so far, and so many people at one time. So many people for so long. This year, or maybe next year, but I believe it's going to be this year, it's all just going to really go through the roof. And I keep telling people it'll be fine, because all these people have heard, and when it happens, we'll have unlimited credibility, which is true. We do have unlimited credibility, because, you know, we're always credited. The truth movement, the truth movement said it again. The truth movement said it again. We're not wrong. You know, and I'm hoping with everything I've got that day people are just gonna wake up. Because every day I've got to live with that on my conscience, and people go, well, why do you live with that on your conscience? Because trillions of people are gonna die. Trillions. They're gonna be executed. They're gonna be killed by whatever means. And that's what inspires me to do this. Well, not inspires. That's what forces me to do this. It's what makes me want to do it. Because I don't want that to happen to anyone. Most of us are good people. Most of us are. And we've had a shit life. Some people have had it better, some people have had worse, but we've all had a shit life. Not the best upbringing, not the best chances in life. Something's always held us back. You know, we never had a childhood, or a decent one. Never really had a chance to be young, wild, reckless, free, whatever. Never had a chance to fall in love. You know, always been too busy with whatever to do whatever. This can all change. This can all change. I mean, people believe that life is walk on the path, follow fashion, pay your taxes, now tell me you're free. I'm free. You know, work until you're 50, 60, 70, whatever the new retirement age is, until you can't work anymore. Or even if you can. Even if you can still move about and all that, and you're not fucking seriously ill or dying. You just sit in front of a TV till your legs all seize up and you can't walk. So I know a couple of carpet fitters, and they took me out on a job once in this old people's home. And I remember this guy's door was open. Because I remember I was just doing a bit by his door. And I just sat there, just looking at the guy. Must be 70, 80, something like that. 70 or 80 years old, maybe more, maybe less. He could hardly walk, could hardly talk. He was just fixated on this screen. And he was just eating these sweets that probably made him ill with all the chemicals in. Probably got Alzheimer's, whatever you want to say. And he's just sitting there, eating these sweets and watching the TV. He's ill. He's possibly even dying. He's probably got loads of illnesses. He's in an old people's home. He's probably got no family or no one that wants to look after him. And it's sad. All of these things that happen when you get older. And people say, oh, we're living older these days. You look in China. people are used to, or maybe still are, living to 180 and 200 years old, and people are dying at 40 and 50. That's middle age. Well, in some terms, maybe not in China. And there's just people, not even as old as himself, which is still young, if you compare it to people in China. And you see people of my age, younger than me, just sitting there playing games all the time, watching TV, and the whole life's just been made and planned, and it's just being mapped out in front of them, and they've got no control, and they can't see it. They think that they're the one in control. They're playing the computer games. They're watching the films. They keep eating the same fucking foods. It's a sad way to live, man. It's sad, and this government has got so much power, and people don't even know that what the TV is. It's a weapon of mass distraction. It's just so ridiculous at times. It just really is. And this isn't the life I want for people. And yeah, fine, if people want to do it, I've got no power to say you shouldn't do it. But this isn't a life. We're only alive to pay taxes, to do the government's bidding. And that ain't the way to live your life. It's just not. There's more to life. And anyone out there who's awake, you know, they've been watching the videos, they know, and they're sitting there going, well, what can I do? Make videos. Go and join things like Response. Start your own groups up. Start growing your own food. Stop paying taxes. Urge other people to do the same. You know, start your own protests, marches. Start your own website. Don't be fearful of the government. Yeah, they could arrest you. They could kill you. But you've got to look at life. If we don't stop this, there is going to be nothing after this. We are literally fighting for our lives out here. Because what's the alternative? Carry on eating these foods that have got the poisons in, the aspartames, I keep drinking fucking fluoride. What is the alternative? This is what I can't understand with people. They go, well, I'm too scared. No, I'm not saying don't be scared. But isn't it more scary to do nothing? And let that fear control you? Because that's how the government are winning. They control us through fear. They tell us, oh, ISIS are going to kill us. And if we don't go and invade their country, and that's, they go into these other people's countries and shit. And then people say they're doing it in the name of freedom. How is invading someone else's country protecting your freedom and your sovereignty? I don't understand. Because you send your army into a foreign country, your country is invading their country. You're not fighting for your freedom. You're sending your army in there to kill innocent people. And some of these are 17-year-olds and 18-year-olds. Some of them are 17. They're not even old enough to drink. Not that I'm saying drink's the be-all and end-all. But they're not even old enough to drink. Not old enough to vote. They're not old enough to legally get married without, the parents' consent. But they're old enough to go out there and die. These kids, they're just fucking kids. It's just a pandemic. Don't matter if they're in the hood or not. So when I go back home, I saw these little 13-year-olds and 10-year-olds and 12-year-olds doing things that they shouldn't be doing. They've got guns. And every time one of them youngsters, whether they're 12, 13, 15, 18, 21, 25, whatever, they get killed. Most of it's for no good reason, like a postcode war. You know, all of this death and killing is not really the answer. Yeah, we all get angry, you know. And sometimes maybe there's an exception. Maybe someone rapes your daughter, fucking abused her, then you want to kill the cunt. Well, okay. Justifiable. You know, there's certain things that you can say, well, there's a reason for that. But these little 13-year-olds and 15-year-olds and 18-year-olds killing each other for what? Because they're on their patch, or because of the postcode. Well, you're not from around this block, blood. Yeah, everyone can put a reason to it. I'm not exactly a stranger to the postcode war. I know all about it, but the facts are, it's for nothing. And the governments of the world know the two things that lower crime and that would stop this is legalizing guns. Guns, legalize guns. That's number one. And you go, but guns are bad. You put more guns on the street, more people are going to kill each other. Maybe initially, because when something gets legalized, there's the big hype and everyone's got to have a gun or whatever. If weed gets it, you know, weed gets legalized, most people are going to jump on it, whether they smoke it or not, because it's a new buzz. But history and even present day time has proven guns being legal isn't doing any real harm. Look at these amnesties, people put their guns and their knives in. It's the decent people that are doing it, it's not the criminals. And if every law-abiding citizen, or every decent person who's mature enough to handle a firearm or a weapon of any description had access to them, do you really think that the people who think, oh, if we have guns we're going to be killing each other, do you think you're likely, if you had a gun, to kill someone? For no reason? No, of course you ain't. Guns are the last line against tyranny, whatever you want to say. Against a tyrannical government, to protect yourself from a vicious police force. Do you think people are going to break in your house as much or try and rob you when every person has the access to a gun? Crime will just dissipate. In high gun areas in America, there's virtually no crime. They tell you on the news, oh, crime's going up, gun crime. Well, that's what Hitler and Stalin done. They played the same thing. They took the guns and all the evil started. And that's what they're trying to do in America right now. And it didn't work. So now they're trying to forcibly take it from you. And the other thing you can do is you legalize drugs. And you're thinking, oh, shit, he said legalize drugs. Yeah, damn right I said legalize drugs. Because what business is it of yours whether someone does drugs? What business is it? If drugs were more legal and they were sold at a decent price, people could get hold of it without crime. It'd just be, same way they do with cigarettes, obviously without the taxation. I mean, people buy cigarettes and that kills more people than all the drugs probably combined. I'm not necessarily talking about in accidents, but if you look it up, cigarettes kill hundreds of thousands a year. Same with alcohol, but they're legal. Why are they illegal and they do a lot more damage than the average drugs? I mean, I know students who sit there. I mean, people go, weed's a drug. Well, technically it's more of a herb. Let's just get that straight. There's a lot of medical and medicinal benefits from marijuana, weed, hemp. We can end deforestation like that if we legalise weed. But the governments know this. And you think, I know students that just sit there just smoking weed, they ain't causing no harm at all to nobody. They're just sitting there, you know, smoking a bit of weed, playing with their dog, and yet they're in prison. Or they can end up in prison. What, for smoking a bit of weed and playing with their dog? You know, having a little play fight with your dog, stroking your dog, you know, playing chase with your dog when you're stoned, or whatever you do when you're stoned. But why are all these people in jail? For doing drugs or selling, well, weed. Smoking weed or selling weed. Because prison is a privatized business. And it's a money-making industry that's worth a lot of this. Because they only get that money, or certainly the top whack, if all them prisons, if all them cells, sorry, them prison cells are all occupied. So there's some facts in the world that people need to wake up and see. Like, the guy smoking weed, you know, next door to you, doesn't necessarily mean he's going to be a threat because he's smoking weed. Alright, if you live in a block, sometimes you got to put out with the smell because it can linger. But is that the worst thing you got to complain about? When the guy on the other side is a total fucking... There's a hoarder. Can't even get in his place. He's got rubbish everywhere. That stinks. You know, he's got, like, you know, 10 years ago he was married with, you know, with a fucking child. You know what I mean? And he never took the rubbish out. And he got shitty nappies next door. You know what I mean? As an example. You know what I mean? Alright, some people don't like the smell of weed, but what is the big fucking deal? You know, some people go out on the weekend and they do a bit of drugs. Obviously, it's not a lot of people, well, there's a lot of people that do it, but there's a lot of people that also go, well, you know, they shouldn't be doing that. Well, why? It's their body, it's their choice. You know, it's like a lot of people talk about prostitutes, they're fucking whores, and, ooh, stay away. Well, I'm not advocating the need to do that. But where do people get off slagging off someone? Sorry, bad choice of words. Putting someone down, judging them because they sell their body. Well, isn't it their body in the first place? That's the only thing that we can ever really own. And if they choose to sell it, I'm not saying it's the best thing to do. I'm not exactly one, oh, look, you know, let's all go and, you know, fuck prostitutes. I'm not saying that. But it's her body. And if she wants to sell it to the highest bidder, what's it got to do with you? Or me? Why are we judging people for, you know, a lot of them prostitutes, when they're having hard times. You get me? They're having hard fucking times. They can't afford to feed their children. So what are we talking about here? We're talking about a woman who can't afford to pay her kids, so she just sees that as her only option. Sometimes you have to look at the intent. People often look at someone's actions and go, oh, terrible, that's despicable. Well, why is it? Why is it? Are you fucking her? No. You know, are you the one that she's going to be buying the drugs off? Because unfortunately that, you know, in that thing they have a lot of drugs. Forced upon them mostly. You know, sometimes they take it to blank out what they got to do. Isn't that woman suffering enough? It's the same as people that take drugs. Some people do it because, you know, it's an escape thing. Some people do it because of habit. Would you judge someone for being in a wheelchair and some drugs that they were taking? I'm not talking about the pharmaceutical drugs, but, you know, smoking weed or something. Oh, they shouldn't do it. I mean, they were in fucking pain and shit. Are you gonna begrudge them a painkiller that's actually healthy for their body? Because if you don't know the marijuana and the medicinal benefits, you're just listening to government propaganda. The government use it. They smoke weed. God, did you look at all them MPs? They look fucking stoned. They're falling asleep all over the fucking place. And then they have the fucking cheek to go, well, no one should be sleeping and being lazy and expecting the government to pay for them. Who the hell's paying for them? They dictate and they make all these fucking laws up. Who's paying their pockets? Where are they getting their money from? Taxpayers. So how can they control what the taxpayers do? And then one hand say, you shouldn't be doing this. when they're doing just the same and worse. You know, people judge without knowing the reason. They always judge. I mean, me, oh look, he's a chav, yeah, he's trouble, or yeah, this guy's a chav, yeah, he's dumb. Now, I'm not saying I'm fucking Albert Einstein or nothing, but I'm not exactly retarded and dumb, you know, dumb as fuck, because I ain't. You know what I mean? I've got things that, you know, that are not brilliant about me. I could be better at drawing or maths or something, but I can get by. You know, some of the mathematical equations I've had to do in the past, the average person would be like, huh, what? You know, people judge for the wrong reasons. Now, if you wanna judge Ian Duncan Smith for being a fucking money grabbing bitch who wants to dictate and control people and thinking that people on the sick shouldn't be entitled to money, when that prick's getting paid by the taxpayers' money, he's getting benefits. The motherfucker is a benefit. You gotta look. You know, people judge and we're all hating each other for what? You know, because of race. Oh, he's black. Oh shit, he's white. The real enemy is the enemy that we share. We've all got this mutual enemy, and it's called the government. The local drug dealer, 9 times out of 10, isn't bothering you. The local prostitute, is she bothering you? Now, I'm not saying that you should have to put up with these things, but at the end of the day, if you want that to change, you have to make a change. And what I mean by that is getting drugs legalised. Okay, you don't agree with drugs. Well, evidently you don't if you share that opinion. Okay, you don't agree with drugs. Okay. But legalising them, getting them done in a place that lowers crime, is sold for a decent price. What's your problem? Who can do drugs at home? You know, there's bigger things out there to worry about. What the elite are doing, the fucking sexual abuse with the fucking children. You know, the fucking government dragging us into fucking World War III, the financial collapse that's going to be coming at some point. Stop looking at what the government tell you and research. That's how they get away with it. People go, well, how can the government get away with it? You signed it's unlawful because people don't fact check. They watch the mainstream news and they take it as gospel. They take it as gospel all the time. Excuse me. They take it as gospel every time. Every second. But then someone like me brings something new to the table. And goes, right, here's something new to the table. Boom, take it. Oh, I don't want it. Throw it back at me. And you're playing this back and forth game. I'm bringing you something that's real hardcore knowledge, and it's going to change your life. Understanding what your government's doing, so I say to them, look, the government's doing this, it's unlawful. You can then go, boom, throw it back in my face. Or you can go, okay, let's have a look what you've got. You know, consider that a microphone. Right, what have you got for me? Da-da-da-da-da. Because there's a reason I'm telling you. I'm not just telling you because, oh, I know something you don't. No, I'm telling you because I'm trying to help you. But you've got to be able to help yourself. Because if you can't help yourself, you're fucked. And it's not your fault you can't help yourself. Not being able to help yourself is not 100% your fault. But the facts are, we can make this change today, tomorrow, next week. It doesn't have to be today, tomorrow. But when people start listening and taking this stuff seriously, and they are, people are waking up. Whether they're doing enough about it, well, evidently not, because the system's still in place. You know? I mean, I went to the BBC protest and I was emceeing all the way through the centre of London. I was on the megaphone telling them that they're fucking paedophiles. You know, even when we was outside the fucking BBC headquarters, so this is how funny it is. And people did start to notice, because we were telling them it was illegal, you don't, there's nothing legally binding, or lawfully binding to say you have to pay your TV licence. It was fine. Then we started telling the world that the BBC are paedophiles. All of a sudden, they're getting in their choppers and they fly away. Only the guilty that run. It's only the guilty that run. I mean, at the end of the day, if someone accused you of doing that, and you know full well you ain't going to do it, you ain't going to back down, are you? My point exactly. So, you got to look at all different things from all different angles, people. Honestly, just look, and look again. Because, you know, it sounds too good to be true what I'm saying. Maybe. But I'm giving you a chance to research. I'm not selling you nothing. I'm not going, yeah, you give me £5,000 and I'm going to fucking build you a mansion that's going to have like a fucking thrown in with a free Ferrari and a fucking lap dancer as one girlfriend and a fucking, you know, whatever. A celebrity is your other girlfriend. It's something that is maintainable for people. We can easily do it. Stop funding the machine. Stop funding these arseholes. Stop allowing them to get away with it. And when they do wrong, call them out on it. I'm always calling people out. You know, people go, oh, you're saying I'm bad. Yeah, because you just fucking, you know, you acted in a certain way that I didn't like. Call them out. Hold them to account. So when the government fucking put us into an illegal war, call them out on it. Tell the world and call them out on it. Hold the motherfuckers to ransom. If they abuse children, you call them out and you hold them to account. Because by sitting there putting your head down, by staying calm, isn't really the answer. You need to get angry. You should be getting angry. And I'm not saying get angry to the point that you're killing them, as much as they don't deserve anything less, but in my opinion. But hold them to account. Someone come up to you when you're in a pub or something, didn't know him from Adam. Boom, the motherfucker hits you. Are you gonna stand there and take it, or are you gonna stand up and fight him back? Or even if you can't fight back, you're still gonna hold him to account. If people go, you got beat up, you're gonna tell your side. Well, he's a bully, like, you know, I can't defend myself. You know, he done this and he shouldn't have done it. Hold these motherfuckers to account. You know, if you was put on some medicine and it took years off your life, hold the motherfuckers to account. Yeah, take them to court, get your money, whatever you want to do, but hold them to account. Get it noted. Make a video. Make a website. Tell the world. Tell them what's going on and hold them to account. Yeah, the newspaper's all controlled by them. The news is. But there's other news channels out there. Come to me. Shit, if you got a problem and you want something exposing, you know what I mean? I'll do what I can. We've got to hold these motherfuckers to account. Because every crime they do against humanity, and we sit there and go, didn't see it. Nope, didn't hear it. Nope, can't speak about it. Can't speak about it. We're allowing that to happen. I'm hoping that's getting through to you. I really am hoping that's getting through to you. Because together we can make a change. Together we can. It's all about education. You know, it's so much more than holding up these stupid signs, the pyramid, the six, all this shit. There's so much more. So much more going on. It's so much, I mean, people tell me, you know, like this stupid girl, oh, V2K. And if people don't know what that is, it's voice to skull. It's just another way of direct mind control. But the point is, people just focus on one aspect of it. We got to look at this as a whole picture. Who's done it? Who put this in place? They all need to be held to account. in a court of law, at least. You know what I mean? Whatever else you want to happen to these motherfuckers, we need to hold them to account for the crimes that they do against humanity, against you, against me, against your children, against your mum, against everyone in your family. Just please research. Set yourself free. Don't be contained by their lies. You know, the bigger the lie, the more people fall for it. Hitler said the same thing. Something along the lines anyway. As I say, it's getting late. It's like 20 past 4 in the morning. But hold them to account. If you see something, say something. Scream it out. Even if no motherfucker wants to hear you, I'll listen to you. You know? You got something you want to address with me, then address it. If you say, look, Woodstar, I got a problem. How do I do it? Yeah, I can try it. Even if I don't know the answer, I can put you in touch with someone who may know the answer. You know? But we can't do this by ourselves. We're all struggling, we're all falling for it, we're all in the same thing. We're all in this together. So please, I urge you to research and hold them to account. Protect the children. Even if it's not your child, hold them to account, because it could be your child. Even if you ain't got kids today, next week you could have a girl pregnant. Is this the world you want to bring your children up in? Where nonsense get a free run? Where people either don't care or just like, oh, I've got my own, I can't see, no, bye. Well, there's not enough people doing that. That's not the world for a child to be brought into. So please, YouTube, listen to me, take on board what I've said, research. I'm giving you the keys to a better life here. It might not be the keys to a Ferrari, but that Ferrari eventually is going to break down. You're going to need the money to put into it to repair it. Or you're going to need to spend, you need to spend all that time polishing it to make it look good. I'm giving you the keys to something that's sustainable and a future. A future that I want you a part of just as much as me. I want a future. You want a future. Your kids want a future. My kids might want a future. It's a 2-hour rant, man. I'm exhausted. Mentally, physically. Just take it on board, please, YouTube. Oh, for fuck's sake, just sort it out. Please, just research and educate yourself. What's the route? Peace.